All right, this is the Quordle for March 5th. I'm gonna abandon my usual start and I'm gonna go with audio. A lot of people like ado and audio as a start because it gets you 4 vowels. And I'm gonna do audio instead of ado because I think I'm gonna follow it up with stern because that gets us some of our Wheel of Fortune letters, our R, S, T, L, N, E. And we'll now have all 5 of the vowels in there. We don't have much green, we've got some yellow. Interesting that word number 4 has a U there. U's less common. We don't have a lot to go on here, so we just need to use some letters that we haven't used yet. Now the problem with starting with 2 words that have 5 vowels is we kind of have to repeat a vowel unless we're gonna use only Y. Could do something like crypt. That's gonna repeat the R and the T, but in a different position. So that's not terrible. Oh, you know what would be better? Glyph. Glyph is better because it gets us 5 new letters. So we're gonna go with glyph next, okay. Okay, so this 4th word has a U, it has a Y, an N, and an H, so I'm gonna guess the Y is at the end, something like, ooh, actually, let's come back to that one. Let's look at word 2. We've got all 5 of the letters. TH maybe? No, it's gotta start with a T, an H, or a Y. Hasty. I think it's hasty. Now the question is, on Quordle, do we wanna go ahead and guess that if we're pretty sure? Or do we wanna wait until we can kind of confirm some more information? Because I think it's probably hasty, but you know, it's possible it's something else. And the problem with hasty is it's not getting us any new information for these other words. Now, on the flip side, if the word is hasty, we will eventually have to use a guess putting in hasty. So, but the issue is, of course, if it's not hasty, then we waste a guess by putting hasty in there. So I'm gonna hold off on that for now. I'm gonna look at some of these other ones. Okay, this one, number 1 has an L, E, I, and ends in an N. I mean, obviously the first thing that comes to mind is line, but that doesn't have an N at the end. And it's not 5 letters. Alien. Alien would be good, except the L isn't in that position. And we don't have an A, yeah. So alien's bad in a lot of ways, okay. Nothing's jumping out at me. So we do have some letters that we haven't used yet as well. Word 3 down here, I feel like it's gonna end in TH. Maybe something EATH, like, it could be Heath. Is Heath, that's just a name though. Well, it didn't turn red, which means it accepts it as a word. Maybe it has another meaning besides the name. What else could it be? So I feel like that's a pretty good guess for that one, is Heath. And if we do hasty, it would let us see if there's an H at the beginning for Heath. Now we've got an H in word 4 as well, which is interesting. Honey? Oh no, honey. Honey has an O, and we also don't have an E in there. H-U. Is there something else it could be? Hunky. It could be hunky. Hunky's pretty good. So I'm thinking hasty and hunky. Now again, either one of those would let me check the position of the Y for the other one. So I'm thinking hasty and hunky and maybe Heath. I'm not so confident on Heath. But you know, when you have a T and an H and the H is at the end, you naturally want to put the T there. It could also be maybe at the beginning. Oh, teach. Teach. Teach is much more likely than Heath. I feel much more confident about that. Teach, because we haven't done a C yet. So we've got hasty, hunky, teach. The question is, which one do we want to guess? And the first word I really am not sure yet, because E, I, and L are just too common of letters. There's too many words it could be. All right, I think I'm gonna go with hasty first. That'll let us check the position of the H and the Y for hunky down here. It's not gonna let us check for a C, but if we do hunky, it's not gonna let us really check anything either. This will give us another spot for the T, even though we don't think that's where the T is. So, and I guess it would also rule out Heath, even though I'm not sure if that's even a real word, but it didn't. If you put in a word that's not a word, it changes it like that. So I think I'm gonna go with hasty. Okay, it was hasty, good. Oh, it is Heath. I'm glad I didn't guess teach. Oh, it is Heath, okay. I mean, it has to be Heath because we have to have an E and an A and they can't be in those positions, so it's obviously this. Heath, yep. I still feel like this one is hunky because we have the H, the U, we have to have an N, so it's either like this with a letter in place of the X, obviously, which I'm not sure what that could be, or it's like this, and then I think it's gotta be hunky. That doesn't really help us with word 1, does it? But we don't really have much on word 1. We know there's an E either at the beginning. Could be E something. If it's E something, then it has to be I-L-N. That doesn't seem great. Otherwise, it's maybe L-I something E-N, linen. Linen would work. Oh, and you know what? Okay, so I'm gonna do hunky because that will tell us if there's an N in the third position, which would kind of help us with potentially linen up here. So I'm gonna go with hunky. Okay, it was hunky. Ooh, the N is not there, see? So that, oh, we have a K. So it's L-E-I-K. Lichen? Oh yeah, lichen. That could be it. I think that's how you spell lichen. Oh, lichen. Lichen. Like, I was thinking of the wrong thing. I was thinking of, it's L-I-C-H-E-N, isn't it? Is that how you spell lichen? Yeah, L-I-C-H-E-N is like a plant, or it might, I don't know if it's a plant or a fungus or something like that. But this is lichen, as in you liken that to something, like you say it's a like something. Anyways. Lichen. I think lichen is pretty good. We've got 2 more guesses if this is wrong, so I think I'm gonna go for it. Lichen, there we go. All right, cool. So we did it in 7 guesses this time, which I feel really good about because, I mean, it takes 4 guesses just to get the answers because it's 4 different words. So you have to guess 4 different words. So it only took us 3 extra words to get it all. So basically we did our initial 3, our audio, stern, and glyph, and then we guessed all 4 of them from that, so cool. All right, let me know how you did with today's Wordle. All right, let me know how you did with today's Quordle, and I'll see you again soon with some more puzzles.